5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time to count down reality TV's most talked about moments with Amanda Bella. Welcome back to Bella Talks TV. This is Amanda Bella, and I'm here starting off my, as promised, December Advent calendar of random podcast episodes. I'm attempting to drop one every single day of December. So thank you for being here and thank you for joining me. I'm not going to be releasing the video on this. I don't think, as of right now, it's very unflattering. The main point of me was to get used to being comfortable with not having a perfect show, not looking perfect, not making the conditions perfect in order for me to hop on the mic and tell you guys what I'm thinking and what I'm talking about. So as promised, again, I really wanted to go over Bravo Fan Fest with everybody and kind of get into the nitty gritty of what exactly was going on down there. If you've been to Bravo events, you will kind of know what I'm talking about with some of these things. And if you've never been, I hope that you'll listen to this and get a little bit of information about what goes on with these events. So I have been to the New York BravoCon, the Vegas BravoCon. I've been to some of the Bravo, Bravo related meet and greets and watch party events and etc. So I've considered myself, a little bit of a shameless connoisseur of these type of events. I think they're so fun. I think the Bravo community is such a fun time and such a genuine way to meet people. Truly, I've made some of my greatest friends from going to these events and hanging out with these people. Bravo Fan Fest was really no different. I made some really cool friends that I would actually hang out with outside of Bravo. And I just really found the event to be, it was small. It was the event itself was, yes, small, and it actually was way more of, I don't know, I guess it just depends on what your objective is going there and what you're trying to get out of these events. Some people go, there's a kind of different sections. So with this particular event in Miami, it was at a place called Ice Palace Studios. And it is basically a huge production convention center type of place that indoors has places where you would be able to build booths, and there's different rooms sectioned off. And with Bravo events, they love to do what they call activations or these installations, these places where you can go and have fan interactive moments. So at this particular event, when you would walk in, the best part is they always have a sign that you can take a picture of, which is, very important for everybody to get their social media content. I know me, myself, you can tell the people that are there, they're taking it so seriously. Some people go just to get pictures with the Bravo celebrities and they want to just, stay in the line and do the meet and greets. Some people want to sit and listen to the panels and take notes and really have that. Some people don't even go to any of that and they just hang out in some of the different areas and the lounges and the bars, and I don't know what, maybe check out some of the stages on the side. There's usually many stages at BravoCon. So again, Bravo Fan Fest was a smaller version of BravoCon, because at Bravo Fan Fest, there was only one stage, and that's where all the Watch What Happens Live were taped. That's where all of the panels were taped and all of the panels happened. And then there was also, outside of the panels, there was another smaller stage that they called the doorbell stage. And so on that stage, people would kind of, in between panels, be out there getting interviewed, playing games, and kind of doing other interactive things. So they had the doorbell stage. And then throughout the rest of the floor of the convention center, there were other places set up. One thing set up was a below deck picture op. Then there were all the meet and greet stands, and then there were lots of bars and snack areas. There was a Wendy's food truck that was parked outside the whole time, clearly the sponsor. A lot of the Bravo Loves were out there eating Wendy's all day. And so I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, but let's go back. Let's rewind a little bit. And I'll kind of walk you through my weekend. So as you guys know, we snowbird in Florida. If you are a longtime listener, if this is your first time here, I live in New York, but my husband and I go down to Florida, Fort Lauderdale specifically, and we're hanging out usually in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, even Boca, West Palm Beach area, that kind of whole area down there. Now we're going to be also like starting to be going over to like the Tampa area. So if I have any listeners there, let me know, because we are going to be starting to like hang out and work in the Tampa area also soon. So that's going to be cool to be exploring and going somewhere different, because I've been going to the Fort Lauderdale, South Florida area for the last 6 winters, and it's going to be fun to do something different. So we are going to be down there this winter, and it worked out really good for me when they announced Bravo Fan Fest. I'm like, okay, perfect. We like already have basically like a second condo down there. We will go down there, stay at the place in Florida, go to Bravo Fan Fest, and then we'll come back for Thanksgiving. So that's where we are now. It's the day after Thanksgiving, or 2 days after, or whatever day it is, December 1st. And we are back in New York right now, but we're going to be heading back to Florida in like 7 days. We have some friends coming to visit. We're doing a bunch of New Yorky things this week. We're doing like the Rockefeller Center tree and ice skating and the Bryant Park Winter Village, and going on Fifth Avenue and going to that new Louis Vuitton store. Oh my gosh. For my TikTok heads out there, you guys know the Barron Trump TikTok when he's like, I like my suitcase. He's like, I have to go to school after lunch. If you know, you know, I'm obsessed with that. I've been playing on TikTok. They have the remix song. Let me see if I can like find it really fast. It is so good. And I cannot believe that at first I kept hearing that, thinking, I thought it was like some kind of like modern day meme, some kid from now. But this is yes, guys, rock out. Make anything into an EDM remix now. That was from the Daily Mail actually posting that. What festival was that played at? That was Loud Luxury. They played that. Oh my gosh, I've seen them in Vegas. That's like a duo, a DJ duo. Yeah, if you're new here, if you're old here, if you haven't noticed yet, I love to go to EDM shows. That's been something I've been doing for a long time, for like over a decade. I love to go to music festivals. I love to go out to the club. In the club, we are all fam. And I've been to DJ James Kennedy's set recently, which blew my mind. I've seen DJ Kyle Cook in action. DJ Pauly D, I've talked about how he's going on tour with DJ James Kennedy, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to see that. But I love that Barron Trump. I like my suitcase. So funny. I love how I've been able to get into TikTok. I really have been just new to it in the last couple of months, but I've gotten quite the grip on it, on the culture. So, okay. So anyways, back to, okay, this week we're doing New Yorky things. We are going, that made me think of, the Louis Vuitton store. A lot of people are doing on TikTok, being at that store and then using that song. Maybe I'll have to do that on Thursday. And then we're doing, a bunch of that stuff this weekend, going to get pizza. I can't wait to eat some pizza this weekend. And yeah, I mean, this is the holidays in New York. We're going to just walk the streets, hang with our friends, get some holiday drinks, and I am very excited. We actually went today, like out east, basically out to the Hamptons, where we went to some of the wineries, which are open year round, which is great. And a lot of them are dog friendly. So we take Candy, who is also here. I mean, I'm not going to put the camera posted, but she's here next to me. And then we went and got our Christmas tree today. And that is a tradition, which my husband and I actually got engaged out east at the same farm that we've been going to every year to get our tree. So, I'm a little bit nostalgic. I'm a Cancer, and I love, my traditions, and I just really appreciate living in New York now, because I am not originally from here. So I just appreciate all the things about living here and getting to go back and forth. But anyways, when we decided, yes, okay, great, Bravo Fan Fest gets announced, we're like, okay, perfect. We can make it all work. We can be home for Thanksgiving and go. So I did both, and when we were down in Florida, it was great. God, the weather has been so perfect, and it is truly a blessing to be able to do that and go back and forth. Like, it is not lost on me that we are very lucky. And, I knew when I first met my husband, day one, he had been going there. So he was doing that before even me, before I was in the picture. So I was like, wow, what? Like, I didn't know anybody that was like my age that was like snowbirding, but right away I was like, that sounds like a life for me. I just want to say, you ladies out there, like, hold out for your perfect man. Like, they do exist, because I found mine. He is my perfect match. Like, everything he says, I'm like, I would love to do that. That's exactly how I think. That's what I want to do. So I was really lucky to find him. But And he really supports all my Bravo stuff. Like even when it comes to Watch What Happens Live. With Bravo Fan Fest, this time it was only one day. Now typically Bravo Con is 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This was just a Saturday day festival. Now they did 5 tapings of Watch What Happens Live. Those were spread out over Thursday and Friday. They did 2 tapings on Thursday and 3 tapings on Friday. And then Saturday was Bravo Fan Fest. It was all at the same place, on the same grounds, in the same room, same stage. So that made it very easy. Now, I drove down there Thursday. No, I did not go on Thursday, actually. I did not go to the tapings on Thursday. Thursday, they taped Beverly Hills and Miami. Now, I'm a little disappointed in myself that I didn't go. I should have. Steve tried to convince me to go, and I just was like, you know what? I really don't need to. It's fine. They tape the show for like 20 minutes. You know, it was $50 per Watch What Happens Live taping. So I just like almost could not, like, I just couldn't do it. I'm like, let me just go to 2 of the tapings. So I went to the Summer House Yachties and Hotties taping, and I went to the Doctors and Wives taping, which was really good. And I have to say, like, having Portia there, she is electric. She loved it. And I'm trying to think, like, maybe because she wasn't at BravoCon, because has she ever been to BravoCon? I mean, that is really a good question. Let's find out. Because maybe not. Maybe if she was already, like, basically quit / fired or whatever happened with her those last few years. Was Portia at BravoCon Vegas? Let's see if the picture pops up here. It just says that she was at the one in Miami, but not. Okay, wait. BravoCon 2019. So it's the original BravoCon she was at, wearing a boot on her foot. See, this is the times that it makes me so sad I'm not like gonna have my camera on, because I would show you, but I urge you all to Google this picture of Portia, and maybe I will just post it on my Instagram. So make sure you're following me at Bella Talks TV. Okay, so I'm trying to get this picture of Portia. I'm going to post this on my Instagram. I have her in this boot in this Versace dress. No, it can't be. It has to be Versace, like break, like a fake. Oh, God bless. Anyways, Portia being at this Bravo Fan Fest was electric. It was. People were so happy to have her back. Her and Phaedra are getting along. Phaedra is still peaking as far as her fandom, people really loving her. So everyone was really, really happy to have her back in the energy. Now, the Miami Housewives, there seems to be a lot of drama with them. What I hear in the rumors of them filming, and they went onto a cruise, and they're actually in the middle of filming their season right now to be coming to do Bravo Fan Fest. I mean, I'm interested to see how this all plays out on the show. I am really, really disliking Larsa on House of Villains. She's driving me absolutely insane. She is so under my skin, and she is just like my new villain that like I'm putting all of my hatred in, because you know, Teresa, I'm really not 100% sure, you guys, if we're gonna get back with the recent news of Vanderpump Rules being canceled and everybody being fired, and then also just like the other shows that they've canceled. Bravo has just been savage lately and cutthroat, and I just have a feeling they are getting us to be braced and prepared. Like if they're willing to get rid of Vanderpump Rules, their cash cow, their number one, their biggest show, their Emmy nominated TV show, their CNN headlines breaking, record breaking TV show, they're willing to get rid of Teresa. I just guarantee. And I'm actually scared, because then that means Melissa's going too. That means the whole cast is going, and we're going to get a reboot. And I saw a scary rumor that maybe will end up being the best thing ever. Like, who knows? I trust the process. I trust the process. But I heard it's going to be South Jersey. Like, they're firing all the Jersey girls as we know it, and then we're going to get South Jersey. So it's still Ronjay, South Jersey, new cast, new city, new area, you know, out of here. What do you guys think of that? So, okay, so it was good to have Portia back. Now, Kenya, they talk about Kenya, and I don't think the bridge is burned there, but that girl has not taken any accountability, and she's still on my shit list. So they showed some previews of Atlanta. It looked cute. Portia's definitely going to be the star. I'm excited to see it. Andy said it's worth the wait. And I believe it. We need to spread some of these shows out. We have like way too many housewife shows on right now. So I went to, Doctors and Wives. Yeah, that was also Married to Medicine. So Married to Medicine, season 10 or 11 now is out. They just had the first episode. Quad, of course, is being brought back in, and they're having the husbands. The husbands have always been very involved on that show, but they are doing extra heavy lifting again by Cecil bringing Quad into this party on the premiere night. I mean, I love Heavenly. I'm loving that Heavenly and Quad are coming back in together. I mean, I'm interested to see Phaedra and Apollo on that show. I mean, I'm into Married to Medicine this season. They were having like a lot of panels, presents, and also Cynthia was there. And I remember Cynthia is obviously Atlanta Housewives, like through and through. I was enjoying seeing her back. She is OG energy, but I don't know. We're going to have to just wait and see, you guys. Watch Atlanta. I think that Atlanta, Married to Medicine, and also let's talk about Roni. Okay. Friday, I go to the Watch What Happens Live tapings. At 3:00, we did the Yachties and Hotties taping. It was Amanda and Kyle, Sierra and Jesse, and then it was Madison and Shep, which I love Shep. I have to just say, of course, in person, everyone talks about like how charming he is. It's true. You feel him in the room. Same with Jesse Solomon. He's so freaking tall and just loud, and like you can just tell. Like if I was 23, like he would be so fun to hang out with. Kyle and Amanda, they too are becoming like mom and dad of Bravo. They've been to like every single event ever, and they're really like the face of the network. So they're doing good. I did a meet and greet with Sierra and Madison and took a picture with them, and they were both so sweet and so nice. I really enjoyed meeting them briefly. I also met Adriana and Julia, and I was like, oh my God, Julia, I'm obsessed with Martina. I'm a huge Martina fan. They just adopted twin boys. I think that's so cool. They're a little bit older, not older, but they're not like infants, but they just adopted their twin boys finally. And yeah, I mean, there was a lot going on. So Friday, I went to that taping, saw some Bravo Lebs there. And then they were serving espresso martinis, and that was the perfect drink. I'm an espresso martini kick. So that was great. What I love about all these events, there's always like a bar, and it's like you just kind of make friends with like who you're sitting with. And I really had a great time there. I have to just fast forward to a couple that I met. If you're listening, I appreciate both of you. I met this couple from California that were there on shrooms together at Bravo Fan Fest. Like they're like, yeah, we just left the kids. Kids are back home. Don't have to worry about them. And came here, just took a little dose. I'm like, oh my God, you guys are wilding out. Like these things get crazy. So me talking about having espresso martinis is nothing. People are there like on drugs. This is like a music festival. It's like Coachella. It's like Bravo-chella. Crazy. Bravo-chella. But anyways, okay, so Friday I go to that. So then Friday I go to the Yachties and Hotties. Then at 5:00, I left Ice Palace Studios, where like the site of the festival. And I went over to a place called Citizen M, which is a hotel. And on the rooftop, there's a pool and a cool, little patio. And I went to a live podcast taping for Access Hollywood's Housewives Nightcap podcast, hosted by Lauren Herbert and Emily Orozco. And they are both so freaking nice. I was not expecting to even like meet them, let alone talk to them and like truly have a moment getting to know them. And they were so nice, so sweet. Put me right up in front next to them for the taping. And it was great. At this event, asked Bravo Maggie Kelly. Again, I've met her once before at BravoCon in Vegas, but this was great. Re-meeting her again and getting to know her. She really is, I mean, you have to be inspired by her. 250, almost 260,000 Instagram followers. You have to tip your hat. Like, that's iconic. Best of Bravo. Then Evan Real and Danny Cashmere. Evan and Danny from Virtual Reality, which I'm actually going to their live podcast tomorrow, December 2nd. They are going to be having a huge event, which I can't even believe like who's going to be there tomorrow. I have to like get myself like ready. I'm about to read you guys the bill again because there are so many stars I'm about to see. So tomorrow they are hosting their show, which I've been to this venue before and to their shows before. And they're always good and they're always spilling the tea live. And it's like their holiday edition. And tomorrow it will be from the Real Housewives of New York City, Rebecca Minkoff, Jessel Tank, and Raquel Chevron. Also, Kelly Ben Simone. No big deal, just Kelly Ben Simone going to be there. Then we have from Love is Blind, Leo. Yes, Leo. I'm going to meet Leo tomorrow. And Nikki D. I'm going to be also meeting both of them. I mean, I know I'm going to meet these people because I'm telling you guys, these events are so small. They're very intimate. They always hang around, take pictures, meet people. It's worth the ticket, which is like $25. I just get a seat at the bar, hang with my friends. It's great. Then nobody else than my arch nemesis, Jen Aiden, will be there. And I want to hear what this girl has to say for herself. Because as you guys know right now, like we just said, I don't know if Road J is canceled, getting rebooted. I don't know if she is fired. I'm assuming she is. But let's hear her say some crazy shit. Maybe I need to get my live questions ready because I would love to have a viral moment, I guess, asking her something crazy. I'll have to think about that. Okay, so then after that live podcast, okay, so besides that, then after that was Aaron and Uba. So after Evan and Danny were on the podcast, then came up to the stage Aaron and Uba. Aaron is pregnant, we know this. And Uba, they were the only two from Roni that were there all weekend at Bravo Fan Fest. And they said the same thing every time I saw them at all three panels. They basically are saying that the fans are impossible to please, that we are the problem, and that there's just no way, that there's nothing they can do to like put a good show. We're never going to be happy. And I mean, I do agree that people are very, very hung up on old Roni. Like it is never coming back. It's never going to be the same. I think that they should just keep doing Ultimate Girls trips with them like once a year. And we need to get that going again. I also think maybe they're waiting to like have some things filming. And I'm not sure like what Bravo's plan is to roll these things out. I mean, obviously we had a huge problem with the real Ultimate Girls trip or whatever. Like we had a problem with that. Caroline, Brandy, the whole thing, Liam McSweeney, all these people, all these assholes want to get together and sue Bravo afterwards. So, maybe they have to cut their losses, but I hope they bring it back and I hope they at least do another Roni. So, okay, I went to that live podcast thing and then also Captain Sandy was there. No tea or anything from that, but she was actually like very compelling and very sweet. All weekend ended up being one of my favorites. Go check out some of her videos that she did, even like the TikToks that she was involved in and some of the Bravo TV social media. They're so good. Shout out Donald, shout out Jenny, shout out that whole team. They have Captain Sandy doing like crazy funny TikToks. So go watch their videos. That was the event on Friday. And then after that live podcast, I went back to Ice Palace Studios to see the Watch What Happens live taping of The Doctors and Wives. So that was my whole day on Friday. Then I woke up Saturday. I dressed in my Bronwyn costume. I was like so nervous to go. I felt silly. My husband was really so supportive. He was like, please go, do it. It's iconic. Honestly, when I got there, people immediately were like, yes, work. I know exactly who you are. People were like, I'm going to take a picture, send it to Bronwyn. Like it was great. Like I felt a little shy in it, but then I also like leaned in. And again, once I had a couple of espresso martinis, it was like, woo, this is the best day of my life. So I was trying to get on Instagram Live as much as I could to like take videos and like get good content. But like when you're there, it's just never the same as when you're actually there in person. I mean, especially now today, like if you're going to want to get any videos, any tea, any of the like real like live, go to the official Bravo TV and all of those like real pages because you're not going to get like the best quality from me. But this is what I can tell you about Bravo Fan Fest is that the staff is always really great. When you walk in immediately, like you just do always feel like you're immersed in another land, in like a fictional land where you just, I don't know, everybody there really is just like supportive and fun. It makes you feel like you don't feel silly. So that does really help. Then on top of that, they try to give you a bunch of opportunities to ask questions at the panels and have these interactions and do meet and greets and take photos and have these chances to, meet your favorites, meet your heroes, also kind of like controversially see your villains kind of like be in the hot seat. And I do think what Bravo has created is such like a cool environment to be involved in. And it's like, if there's a lot of inside jokes. There's a lot of like things that you kind of have to be in the know. I mean, what I'm surprised about is how many people that like don't really watch Bravo that go, or people that have like just gone along with like a friend. I mean, these are like not inexpensive things. Just all in. I mean, I spent well over $1,000 to go to this event, if not 1,500 or something like that. So it's, I'm not like bragging or something. It's actually embarrassing to say I've spent that much money. And that's just one event. So, I mean, this is a very expensive thing to be involved in. And I think that you have to really want to feel like you're getting the quality out of it. I'm glad everybody's very happy. I mean, I was happy that I took the pictures. I mean, I personally would never really pay for the VIP because I don't think that's worth it at all. Just pay for the general admission. You're still going to have access to all of the things that are in VIP. You just might have to wait a little bit longer in line, but I took some pictures. I did, like I said, did some of the meet and greets, met some of my favorites. And I would just say the production of the thing was a little bit hard. Like if you're not sitting in the front row, it's really hard to hear them. It also just feels like there's so many questions and there's so much information. It's information overload. By like 2 panels in, you're almost like sick of hearing them answer questions because I would almost just rather it be like a party where you're all like mingling and walking around together. Like there are some things that they could change about this to make it not so formal. And I mean, I don't know. I guess the question asking, even this time I noticed that, and I also heard from my friends that got up and did the Q&As, that the producers for Bravo now stand at the front at the mic, of course, to avoid some of the problems that were going on before. Because, I mean, if you guys know from some of the past BravoCons, the fans can tend to get rowdy and like do some crazy things and ask some crazy things when they get up to the mic. So now they have like security and like producers around. It's kind of like a whole to do. So, okay. So then all day Saturday is basically like the spilling of the tea, right? The question asking, the game playing, like shady games, like that's what goes on the whole day at the festival. And some of the things that were said or like, some of the headlines that came out of Bravo Fest, let's just go over them. We'll see if I can give you guys anything that I know about this. So Meredith Marks hits back at Weird Mary Cosby for accusing her of drinking wine and crying alone. So this is an article by Evan and Danny that they got in a soundbite of Meredith when she was on the carpet there. So it's clear that Mary and Meredith are still beefing in real life, off screen. I mean, there's a lot going on there. A lot of people are taking Mary's side, obviously. So Meredith is getting quite like I would say the villain edit this season.
Wine and crying because I'm by far the most social person on our cast. I have friends all over the world. I'm out 90% of the time. Like, I'm not sitting home and drinking wine and crying. That's not my MO. In fact, Mary's the one who sits at home very often, not me. I think we all know that, so I don't know what that was about. It was just kind of weird, but okay.
Loving Meredith and Mary's feud. So that was kind of one thing that came out that we kind of learned is that that's definitely still going on. So one thing that I was disappointed at, okay, let's just go through some of my like other disappointments and like things throughout the day. One thing I was disappointed about definitely is the lack of Bravo celebrities. Like you can tell that there was like a huge cut on the amount of people that were going to be there. At BravoCon, it is every member of every cast of every show, even the side characters. Like they're all there with their plus ones, with their partners, with their house husbands. Like it is, everybody is there. And with this event, it was 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 if you were lucky of the shows. And it wasn't every show. Then it was like every like other show. So it was like half the shows. There was no one from Southern Hospitality there, which is about to be premiering. Like those kids weren't even there. And they must have been like one of the lowest paid. So I was really disappointed to not have any Southern Hospitality representatives. When it came to Beverly Hills, it was just Garcelle and Kyle that were there. That was disappointing. Where was Sutton? She has nothing else to do. Where was the new girl Buzz? Like she should have been there because she's new and she literally could have been like that. Also could have been meeting fans and getting off to a good start with everybody. Like, and where the frick was Doree? I mean, I know her and Kyle are feuding, but like have some of the people that are feuding. Like what I didn't like this time is that they looked at all the feuds and then they chose a side and then brought half the side of the feud. There was no like frenemies there. It was just like the best friends of the casts, which was kind of annoying. It's basically having all Giselle and Robbins together. Like, ugh. So speaking of Potomac, I met DJ Applebox. That was probably the highlight of my weekend. So I was at the panel one of the panels that Mia was speaking on. And I am about to walk out. I think I went to the bathroom and then I went to go walk out to see what else was going on at like the doorbell stage or something. And I saw Ink. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's him. That has to be him. Like short guy, sunglasses on, like he just looked like him. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go up to him and just go like, Ink, is that you? So I did. I just was feeling bold. I went up to him. I'm like, oh my gosh, Ink. And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, just want to say hi. Can I take a picture with you? I'm a fan. Like, I am a fan. I love DJ Applebox. Took a picture with him. He was really nice. I told him I really supported, just him being there for Mia and being like a real one. And told him to be careful because the Bravo fandom is insane. So then, okay, who else was there? We talked about Portia being there. She was probably one of the like bigger gets of the weekend. Aaron and Uba, again, very disappointing that not only were they the only people that were there from Roni, that they were just like not even like that they hate us. They like hate the fans. So they should not have been chosen to be there. First of all, Aaron was pregnant too. Didn't she want to like not be there? Why didn't they just have, I mean, I know that we're not happy with Brynn. Let her come and like talk to the fans and like plead her case. That could have went far with us. Saving it for the reunion. I don't know. So then we had, let's see, going down the list of all of our shows here. No one from Orange County had just wrapped. Disappointing again. Should have just brought them out. Bring them on for the farewell tour. Just have Tamara come through. Have Shannon come through. Kind of disappointing to have nobody there from Orange County. Even Shannon or Gina and Emily could have came. Where the heck were they? Andy said, oh, we're going to give them a break. No, this is your job. They don't even have to work full-time year-round. Okay, oh my God. Thank you guys again. Just as a small intermission here for being here, for listening to these random podcasts. And I'm excited to go on this month journey with you guys. I can't promise every single day is going to be amazing, but I'm going to do my best to really do this for you. And these episodes are going to be just streams of consciousness. I have no notes. I'm just talking about random stuff, getting my thoughts together. Okay, so let's go back to Bravo Fan Fest news. Okay, other things that were talked about there. Larsa and Marcus are definitely 1,000% over. And it is rumored that her and Lisa Hochstein are beefing. Lisa and Lenny just finalized their divorce. I talked about that on my last episode. And so the fact that they're feuding makes me kind of sad because I don't know what this is about. I think that Lisa can sometimes be a little bit like not self-aware. She can maybe say things that are hurtful. Larsa, I think, can be sensitive about being single. And I'm curious to see what really the beef is going on there. They seemed like they were getting along though. Like I didn't see anything that crazy going on at Fan Fest. They weren't fighting. They weren't, screaming at each other. They were not, I didn't notice anything that crazy. Now, somebody who I kind of liked coming out of Fan Fest a little bit more, I guess this time, is Sierra. Sierra had a lot of FaceTime also on the panels and on some of the side show things going on at Bravo Fan Fest. And just the things that she was saying, sometimes she does annoy me and her laziness, but I've also accepted that she is true. Like Paige, she is a bed bug and she is lazy. Even when she says things about like, oh, these dusty guys that we're dating, like that was like one of her viral quotes. Like I just don't know. Not sure what my problem was here. Something about it there. Okay, so what else was going on? Cynthia reveals that she's dating a younger guy. Cynthia, girl, I think that she should just date and like have fun and not do anything serious. I mean, Chill was a huge stain. That was an epic third marriage of hers. This is just like a random little like side snark, but on Sheena's podcast that she just had Lala on discussing the end of VPR where Lala was blubbering over the end of it. I couldn't believe because it's such bullshit. It's like her fault that the show's over. Now she wants to cry about it. But Jared, Jared Lipscomb, he said something like, y'all kind of like said something kind of snarky. And Sheena was like saying, oh, on BPR, I got married and divorced on the show. And they got remarried and I got married twice on the show. And I'm the only Bravo celebrity that did that. Or Jared, I think, said like, are you the only one that did that? And she was like, no, someone else did that. And they were trying to think of who it was. And it's Cynthia. Cynthia is the other person that's gotten married twice on the show. And they made a snarky comment. They were like, oh, we can't even like think of who it is. So it's obviously not anybody important. And like, they were like just talking shit because they couldn't remember. And it was just kind of like shocking and a little bit like snarky. Like Sheena can be a little like B sometimes. I'm telling you guys, especially when she's hanging out with Lala. Those two are, I think, toxic. I think they have a toxic friendship. Also, Sheena's constantly talking about her and Brock fighting. Like they need to have a spinoff about them fighting. I'll watch it. Maybe on the Valley they can fight. All right, fine. They're allowed to come on and fight. I will allow it. Okay, so they talked a little bit about the Atlanta Kenya and revenge porn stuff. Honestly, I'm so over it. That is so low and stupid. Nobody's gonna make me like Kenya or forgive her for that. Okay, what else came out? Let's see here. Stick with me here, guys. On Peacock and on BravoTV.com, you can watch these panels. Everybody, just so you know, there are full videos of everything that I went to, everything that you can see for free, I believe, online. Chastain was there, and I just swear that they do bring her in as like an emergency. Like, what if Andy like broke his legs or something and like couldn't work for like a month? Like, I think that she is like basically being bred to become somebody who is a potential alternate or future host of Bravo. I think that Paige is somebody that they would also vet to do that they would keep in the circle. I think that there's just certain people that they're like willing to hire on as like, I don't think Andy would have just like one replacement. They would have just like a bunch of people that they would rotate in and out over time. Sad to think about, but you guys, it is going to happen at some point. You can just tell Andy, he's just getting more and more, I think, tired of this shit as it goes on. Can't last forever. The new era is what they're doing with the new Roni. And then they're bringing back some of the old shows like Shaw's of Sunset, which I'm very excited about. You guys know I'm a big Shaw's fan. I would have loved to see them at Bravo Fan Fest. I know that they'll be at the next BravoCon. But yeah, I mean, overall, like as far as like tea that was like shared, it isn't really nothing was like really happening. I mean, Lisa Barlow was like, again, like a big star of the weekend. I mean, what I would say overall, what I would recommend to everybody is go, because it is a once in a lifetime experience. I always end up leaving on like such a high and being like, that was the best day of my life. And then after a few days, you're kind of like, okay, I did spend a lot of money and like what really happened, especially because all of the content is available for free online afterwards. It kind of makes it like, I mean, I don't know. There's nothing like I've been to Coachella. It's like you either go and you're like in that dusty field with the Ferris wheel, or you're like you just look at pictures of it. Like there's nothing like really going. I recommend everybody, if they have the means, going. I actually would love to do like a giveaway next year to pay for somebody's like flight and ticket out there. I would actually do that. You'd have to get like your own hotel and stuff, but maybe I would do flight ticket, maybe just ticket, something, because I want to try to help somebody go, because it is truly a really great experience. I just think that there was not enough Bravo celebrities there. There was not enough variety of like what was going on there. They had some fun, cute little things you could do. They had like the scene from the beach on Salt Lake City, like when Meredith has the scarf and the wind is blowing. Like you could do that with your friends. They had like Sierra's foxy brown jumpsuit on like a mannequin. They had, like I said, the boat below deck little photo op. They had Andy's shot ski. They had a summer house cuddle puddle bed, which was again little ditty like. Didn't really see too many people getting in the bed bugs bed and taking pictures, but I'm sure that some people did that. They had the Wendy's truck. And that was pretty much it. So it wasn't like overwhelming amount of things to do and cool things. I would say just like the highlights for me personally were the panels, seeing I like to see like what everybody wears. Like I like to see all of the like house husbands and like everybody hanging out. It's different when you have the VVIP and you're actually with the Bravo Labs, but it's like they're all like behind a curtain there. Like you can't even see them unless you're at the meet and greet. There was like a little too private. Like we need a little more mingling of the Bravo Labs. Like that is the point to me. So all right, guys. Well, anyways, this was a great little start to my advent calendar. This is episode 1, Sunday, December 1st, my Bravo Fan Fest review. So thank you all for being here. Come back for episode 2 tomorrow. Again, it is a surprise. So every day you're going to have to check back in to find out what the theme of the episode will be. Again, thank you all for being here. This is Amanda Bella. Make sure you're following me at Bella Talks TV. You know, leave me a review, rate, review, subscribe, follow, do all of the things for me, please. As my Christmas wish is to get to 5,000 followers on Instagram this year before the end of the year. I've been teetering at like 4,800 something for a long, long time. Every time I get a follower, I lose one. I can't help it because I can't help but run my mouth. So every time I'm like, yes, I'm doing this, I piss somebody off and I lose a follower. help me get to 5K by following me and sharing this and leaving me a 5-star review. So thanks you all. I will talk to you tomorrow. Ciao, Bellas.